This is Group 12. We made Persecute. This is Cheney.
Emma.
Janae.
And we hope you enjoyed the film.
In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products?
Thrillers in general have many different codes and conventions. This means they can have many multiple genres. By doing research and planning, this has helped us identify all the codes and conventions of making a thriller. We have achieved many plots, for example, thrillers watched in class such as Seven and Memento, which helped us gain knowledge and understanding.
This was done by analysing key scenes in the thriller watched, such as the opening of Seven, where the director David Fincher portrayed Morgan Freeman's character as controlled and organised. By watching what the director of the thriller had achieved by using effective camera shots and analysing special effects to create a sense of tension and suspense, the 30-second project that we produced helped us learn how to use the technology that was given to us to make our media project. The 30-second project that we produced helped us learn how to use the technology that was given to us to make our media project. When filming the 2-minute project, our film, Persecute, we used a various amount of camera shots and effects to make our media project seem and look successful.
How does your media product represent particular social groups?
Persecute represents a particular social group, which is the upper class/middle class. This social group is represented by such things as their clothing. This can be seen in the two of our characters as they are wearing smart business suits that are clean cut. This shows the audience that these two characters, the businessman/psycho, are of the upper class as they are working in the city. We purposely chose to set our film in an upper class office to portray the businessman towards the audience as the protagonist at first, and the hard-working middle class psycho as the antagonist. The formal and high social tone and type of language used clearly indicates who the film was representing. We did this so the audience had a clear picture of who it was based on. What kinds of media institution might distribute your media product and why?
The thriller film we produced would best be suited to Submit Entertainment, as their media institution has already distributed a similar film, Memento, by Christopher Nolan. This decision was made because they have similar codes and conventions and also use flashbacks and shows past events while the main characters are in the present. This creates tension and suspense as the audience see past events that have caused the series of events in the thriller. This institution will ensure that the film is marketed and promoted in the exact way in which the film needs to ensure that it is a success and well known. By distributing the film, which Submit Entertainment ensures that the film can have a large marketing budget, as a media institution is well known and can ensure that the film can be received and watched by a mainstream audience, so the film will be shown in cinemas across the country and worldwide. Who would be the audience for your media product?
Our thriller was aimed at young adults and a mature audience. This target audience was chosen because the thriller continues a sense of mystery which is suitable for young but mature audience. Due to the thriller making the audience think, the characters we used all looked mature and intelligent. This is important because the characters had to play a young businessman and a psycho. We left a sense of mystery which could lead to many things and could be ended in many different ways. That's how we appealed to the specified audience, because the thriller makes the audience wonder what happened. Our group was forced to use young actors because we didn't know any older actors who could possibly help us, and we didn't have any funds. This is evident because we have a young businessman. However, many young people are in powerful positions. This is common in the generation because they are young entrepreneurs. The thriller refers to the genre because it has a sense of suspense and mystery. This is important because it leaves the audience thinking. How did you attract and address your audience?
The producers of the film must be very careful due to the type of effects that were used, so that the film doesn't look odd because of the effects used. These effects can sometimes show confusion and sometimes make it clear to the audience so that they know how the current character feels. Camera shots. We varied our camera shots as much as we could. The shots used were panning shots, long shots, and over-the-shoulder shots. By adding these shots, they show different effects and emotions. This was purposely done so that the audience feel the emotional effect of the film and the characters. Panning shots were used to create suspense in scenes such as the office scene to show the tension between the two characters. Over-shoulder shots were used to show audience exactly how the character feels and what they are seeing, and to show a sense of superiority. Long shots were also used to show the audience where the character is and where they could be going. What have you learnt about technologies from the process of constructing this product?
In some of our scenes, the use of using a camera effectively and being able to capture the right emotions, shots and camera angles was extremely hard in scenes such as the dark room, as the dark lighting caused filming the scene to become difficult. Another difficulty we faced was the filming of the office scene. This was because we used a panning shot during the conversation, as it was harder to capture the facial expressions of the characters as the conversation carried on. This is because as the scene carried on, it was harder for us to connect different clips together of the same scene. On the other hand, the graveyard scene was the easiest to film because we could capture every angle we needed. Although we didn't have a tripod, it was still manageable to cut out the shaking of the handheld camera. This lighting was just right for the scene as the sun rays were hitting the camera. This is a good use of natural lighting. As we were filming, we made some deliberate choices in the mise-en-scène, such as the dark room. We deliberately, in this scene, made it as dark as we possibly could, as it was the place where the psycho tortured the businessman. Even though the graveyard scene had natural lighting, we purposely showed the different lighting in the setting. The backing track that we used was an eerie type of music, which combined with the lighting in the mise-en-scène of the film. This helped emphasise the codes and conventions of our thriller film, which is a psychological thriller. Before this project, we didn't know how to use Final Cut Express, and none of the members of the group had ever used the program. But as the project went on, our knowledge of the program and technology became stronger. For example, when editing the film and cutting out unneeded scenes and adding sound, such as music. During the process, we learned how to add effects to the show emotions and made the project stand out. Although while beginning to film, our group hadn't used the cameras or the tripod before, so our group had to adapt to the ways the cameras worked. This was difficult because we also had to work without a tripod on some occasions, but our group learnt the ways of the camera and learnt how to zoom in and edit scenes and shoot scenes that weren't needed. Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you've learned in the progression from it to the full product?
Before the filming of our film, we filmed and edited a 30-second film that helped develop our skills in being able to edit efficiently and effectively. The 30-second film also helped us in being able to find the right effects for our thriller film. It was extremely difficult at the beginning of the project when we were starting to edit to be able to use the software effectively. This was because different editing and effects are needed for us to be able to create a sense of mystery and tension. The problems that we encountered was that it was difficult to choose the right effects that would make our film look and seem like an effective thriller. Another problem was with Final Cut Express, as it was becoming slower as more and more files and film clips were added. This made rendering the effects we had used in our film to take a longer length of time and made the editing the most taxing of the whole process. When doing a film again, we would make sure that we had a more of a variety of special effects and to have longer scenes for us to edit. This would help us create different themes, different effects, and would ensure that the film had more of a variety of codes and conventions.